What went wrong on offense against Kansas City? That'll be the topic for today's Jack Hammer Show. Hey everybody, it's Jack Hammer, and it's 49ers Rewind today, and we're going to take a look at what went wrong for their offense against Kansas City in today's episode. So buckle up. It's going to be about an hour of looking at this 49ers offense through a pretty critical lens. This was a game that, despite all the issues that were happening on defense, the 49ers offense could have done a little bit better. Not sure they would have been able to put up 45 points to win this game, but definitely they should have been able to score more than 23. So let's take a look at it. I'm going to make a couple of adjustments real quick here to the screen in just a second, and we'll go through it real quick. Got a few folks in the comment section. Raphael 569ers, a member of the Toolbox, says, "What's up, Jack?" Members of the Toolbox and everyone, good to have you on board. And then we also have Adam Barnaby, who says, "Let's watch some film. Let's get into it. It's going to be a fun one today." At least it's always fun for me. I don't know about you guys. Let me go ahead and pause this just for a second, get everything lined up so you can see the screen really well. 1 second. There we go. And we'll get this thing on the road. All right. So 49ers come out really quick here. First down, they opened up the game with the ball, 12 personnel. Going to be a nice run right off the bat. Split belly zone to Jeff Wilson Jr. And he's going to make a really nice cut back to his left for a nice pickup of 7. These run plays are always better to watch from behind. You can see the blocking a little bit better most of the time. And there you see the two tight ends, Werner and Kittle on the left side. Overloads they move them back across, so they're going to balance up the formation. Take a step to the right. Sees the opening bat on the backside. Really nice run by Wilson. Open up this game for a gain of 7. Really nice start. Then 2nd and 3, 32-yard line. 49ers go into 21 personnel out of the gun. This is an easy read for Garoppolo. He's reading the flat defender on the right side. You see him pop out with the flat route, and that tells Garoppolo that he's going to go to Kittle here. So you see the motion across. Watch the flat defender who is going to be the linebacker at the top. Goes with the running back. Kittle right into the hole. Easy throw from Garoppolo, and the 49ers get a nice pickup and gain of 18, and they're already to midfield. Watch him from behind protection. Close to him. Sees the defender flatten. Go to the outside. Right back to Kittle. Nice easy throw from Garoppolo. Good start so far. 1st and 10, 21 personnel. You're going to get play action. This is Christian McCaffrey's first play of the game. Right away, they get him involved. Play action. Just a flood route. Concept to the other side, and it's a good read from Garoppolo here. He's got a couple of guys that are open over there. He's got it when you watch this from behind, you'll see it. He's going to have Brandon Ayuk is going to be open underneath, but the ball should go to 85. That's where he goes. It's just an awful throw, way too high. Ball gets knocked down. Heck, if Kittle doesn't get his hand on the ball, that one might have even gotten all the way to Juwan Jennings. It's so high. So again, the mental process is there. The throw just isn't. So bad throw by Garoppolo brings up 2nd and 10. Still at the 50. They're in 21 personnel still. McCaffrey's in the game. This is going to be the split belly zone out of the toss look. It's going to be wide open on the backside. You see him make the cut. Expose up through there and gets to the second level. Gain of 10 on his first carry as a 49er. Nice little run right there. You're going to see all the really good blocking on the left side. This is designed to really press the left side, look for a cutback lane. It's right there. Boom. It's a little wide on it. Would like to see him keep that a little tighter to the blocks instead of so far back to the right. But a nice pickup of 9 there. Come back on the next play, still in 21 personnel. This is going to be a play the 49ers run a lot. They ran this play for a gain of 41, I believe it was, against Carolina. We saw them try it again last week. and it got broken, got stopped because of a poor block by Debo Samuel. So they go back to this look today. You're going to see all the guys on the left side are going to block down. You're going to get the point from the backside. You're going to get the guard's going to come. He's going to kick this out. Juszczyk leads up into the hole. The problem here is they just have one guy too many. There's a couple of things that happen wrong on this one. You got one guy too many in there because this linebacker doesn't get blocked. Number 50, I think it's 54. The outside linebacker here, who's wide, he's not going to get blocked. You get the kick out. You get the lead on the corner instead of the safety, because that corner sees what's coming. He's not worried about it, so he's jumping up inside, and so he gets blocked by the second man through, and then the linebacker does a good job of getting a hold of McCaffrey's shirt, which is untucked, and that kind of helps him become an anchor, and McCaffrey's not able to spin away yet. So watch 54 here. The play's made by the cornerback. So one of the things in this game that caught my attention is the Chiefs ran guys across the formation quite a bit like they're in man. So they're not even worried I believe that's McLeod coming across. They're not even worried about him. The corner that's on the outside, he sees the block down, so he's attacking right away. See that? So now you've got him filling into the hole. The kick out is there. Juszczyk, the first guy through that he's going to be able to get to is now the corner because of the way that they're defending it. And the linebacker is left unblocked. McCaffrey gets hold of McCaffrey's shirt just a little bit, and McCaffrey can't spin away. Still a nice play. It's a nice gain of 9. Could have been a bigger one. Then that brings us to 2nd and 1. And they're going to go right back. They're going to stick to the run again. 21 personnel, run to the left, just lead right to the left side, right behind Juszczyk. Good run by Jeff Wilson Jr., picks up 12. And the 49ers, this is 49er football. This is when I think of what 49ers football looks like when the 49ers are at their best. It's runs like this, and we've seen 3 in a row now. It's McCaffrey twice. Jeff Wilson Jr. sticks it up in there. Nice gain of 12. This is the kind of stuff that usually wins football games for the 49ers. Gets them down to the 19, and then this is going to be an easy one. They're going to motion 11 across, play action to 19. They had McCaffrey out wide on that one. He's blocking on the outside with George Kittle. Just an easy throw from Garoppolo, puts on the money. It should be an easy throw. We're going to see later that it's not always an easy throw. But they're going to motion 11 across, play action to Samuel, get it outside, and a nice gain of 6. I don't like this next play call, though. It's 2nd and 4. You're at the 11. You're moving. You've done some really nice things. They're going to still be in 11 personnel again here on this next one with Samuel in the backfield. And they're going to run a toss to the left side. They have Wilson out wide now. You see the cornerback motion over with Samuel. He has outside leverage on him, and the Ferns are going to try to run a toss sweep, but that had motioned over. He was outside to begin with, so he attacks it right away, but he's attacking that outside shoulder really nice. Nowhere for Samuel to go. He can't go outside, so now he's going to have to cut it up in. He can't beat him around the edge. It's blocked okay out here. You see the block by Wilson. You see Ayuk's got it, but there's nobody, he can't beat. There's one guy that's to beat. He's got outside leverage on him, so he's going to have to. There's nowhere for him to go. He wants to try to get outside. He can't. Tries to fake inside to get back out. Doesn't work out, and you only pick up 1 yard. It kind of kills the drive in some ways. Just the positive momentum that you had. This is, again, when 19's in the backfield, the ball's going to the edge. There's no reason to worry about this ball coming up in between the tackles. Might go in there a little bit, but it's not going to be anything they're not going to be hitting you up the gut with him. Now this is the 3rd and 4 play, 11 personnel. You see the safeties there. This is easy. You could see before snap. You could see pre-snap. At least I could, watching the game from my vantage point, that this was going to be a slant to Ayuk just because of the way that it was lined up. Corners and inside leverage on him up there. It's good. It's good. Good coverage. Ball gets put on his hands and the ball hits the ground. Tight. It's going to be a tough catch. I think this ball gets to his hands before it gets broken away. It's not into his body. I think if it's into his body, he probably doesn't get there because of the coverage that's on him is so tight. He hits him right there, and it's an incomplete pass, 3rd and 4. They end up having incomplete. They end up having to kick the field goal, but it's 3-0. You get the turnover right away for your defense, the one stop that they picked up. You go right back to 12 personnel. It's the second time they've opened the game in this personnel grouping. They have Ty Davis Price in the backfield now, and they're going to run outside zone to the left. I think Davis Price here needs to cut this up a little, maybe cut this up, but even that's maybe a little bit nitpicking. He's able to get to the edge, though, and pick up 3. So not a bad gain on 1st down. And the reason the little nitpicky here, I think he might have been able to cut it up a little bit sooner. His eyes are on the backside of 71, though, which takes him wide. Here, I'll stop it when I think. See, right there, I think it's tough. I think he could have cut that up in between 64, right off 64. If he'd be able to get up in there, it's a nice gain. But again, his track it makes it really tough for him to be able to make that cut. So to be able to kind of get to the edge there, run it as hard as you can around the corner for a gain of 3. Not the worst play in the world for Davis Price. So set you up on 2nd and 7. They're going to give you that same look, though. They're going to come right back, give you the same look with Kittle motioning over. You're going to get that same outside zone look from Garoppolo and Davis Price, except for this time it's going to be a throw to Deebo Samuel. Great catch. Fantastic catch on this one. Ball's high. Not the best throw in the world at all. It's not a good throw from Garoppolo. It's if this ball's in his belly, at least he might be able to do something with it, even with all that tight coverage. But 19 does a really good job here of to climb the ladder, get up, and make the catch. Boom, hits his back foot, makes the rusher miss, and a good catch there by a heck of a catch by Deebo Samuel. Sets him up 1st and goal at the 9. Going to run outside zone again with Davis Price, and George Kittle, the playmaker, gets beat. And his man ends up he doesn't make the tackle, but he forces this thing up inside where it wasn't supposed to go. This ball's supposed to go a little bit wider. You're going to see Kittle get beat here. And so Davis Price has to just turn this thing upfield and get it for everything. There you see he's beat. So now Davis Price doesn't even have the ball in his hand yet. So he knows as soon as he gets it, he's got to cut this thing up inside. And he does a good job to pick up a yard. Second and goal, 11 personnel back to it. And again, this time you've got McCaffrey in the backfield with them. Looking left, and then decent job of moving. And this one, I don't mind this one being thrown up for grabs, kind of the way that he does it. And the reason I say that I don't mind this one as much, we're going to get to another one that's worse, but this one isn't bad because there's nobody in the area where he's throwing it up. So just throw it up into a vacant area and see if your man can make a play. And that's really all he's doing here. This is a really nice play by Ray McLeod. It's a really good adjustment on his part. I think he's supposed to be working over that way anyway. But Garoppolo gives him a chance, puts it out in front of him, or puts it out there into the open space and says, go get it. And 3 does a good job of going and doing just that. So really nice play on the back end. I mentioned that with some folks on Twitter during the game. This was, it's an okay job from 10, but the movement part is okay, that he kind of keeps this thing alive just enough. But a really good job by McLeod there to go over and get to the ball for the touchdowns. Big positive right there. So I'm going to just stop it for just a second, see if there's any comments or in the comment section. It looks like we got a bunch of folks over there. Take a couple of these guys out of here. There we go. And then Jacob Thomas says that's a good play for 10. That was a decent play. It was a good job. Odd Job says, hey, Jack, lots of people going ape you on Twitter. I think it's starting to get to him. Let them. Most people can't handle the truth. Red Sea wants to know if I'd be open to a review of the defense as well. That might be something that I can take a look at. I could definitely run through some of the plays. Keep an eye open on the channel at the Press Democrat today when I do my film write-up review of the game, there'll be some of that stuff over there as well. So, all right, so let's get back to it. 49ers are still up though, 10-7, and taking over at their own 27. They're going to come out here and they're 21 personnel. They've been in 12 or 21 a lot in this opening, and this is a bad one right here. This is one where you've got what they're doing on this route is they're putting the linebacker in conflict. So they're going to put you see McCaffrey widens, so this middle linebacker that's standing just in between the hashes, that's the guy that they're reading. So they want to, based depending on what he does, that's telling Garoppolo where to go. He turns his back and goes with McCaffrey a little bit, and Garoppolo just throws it into the dirt. It's a good read, going to the right spot. This is, again, he had a good read earlier to 85. He missed the throw. He misses the throw here again. Just throws it right at his feet. Bad throw. So we get 2nd and 10. They're in 11 personnel, but with 19 as the lead back. So what are they going to do? It's going to come out wide, but this is more of a split belly zone. What they want to do here is they really want this thing to come to the left, and they want it to cut back up inside. He does a good job on this one to not cut back up. It's not there. You'll see watch this as this one runs through. We'll see it better from the back end. You can see him wanting to cut it up inside, but there's two linebackers sitting there waiting for him. Not overplaying it on this one. Let's watch it from here. You'll see that he's going to want to try to cut this up. See the hole? I mean, it's there, but those backers stay home. They don't over pursue. So he wants to cut. It's not there, so he's just going to follow up through into that little bubble that you see where the hole is on the left side there. He's going to stick his nose up in there and he picks up a couple of yards. Not too bad. So it sets you up in 3rd and 8, though. 11 personnel here. Garoppolo dropping back, and he hits it right over the middle. Easy throw to Brandon Ayuk. Nice pitch and catch. Picks up 15. Let's watch the protection here. They bring 5. Garoppolo stands in and puts it on him. Hits him in stride. Not a bad throw. Good catch. Nice completion. Nice conversion right there. 1st and 10. You're on the move. And then you get a 49er special, which is a false start. You're going to see 22 in the backfield start to lean. And there's a false start. See it again here from the backside. Once the motion starts, you'll see 22 start to lean. And there he goes. And there's your false start. So now you got 1st and 15, backs you up. The Flyers just shoot themselves in the foot constantly. I understand the gripes on Jimmy Garoppolo. I really do. We all know by this point, we're just beating a dead horse talking about Garoppolo constantly. We know that Garoppolo is an issue, but he's not the only issue. There's a lot of other things that are happening with this offense that push them back. Here's another example of it. And so now here on 3rd and 8, what's going to happen? They're in 11 personnel. They're going to actually give this one to Wilson, and he's going to make up for his mistake and pick up 8 on a run to the right side. Nice blocking up front, pushes the hole. You get a really nice bubble in there for to stick it in. Stick it upfield and picks up 8. You'll see it here from the backside, from the end zone view. Presses it, sees the hole open up in the middle. Nice gain of 8. So sets you up with 2nd and 7. We're going to open up the second quarter here with the 49ers and 21 personnel on 2nd and 7. They motion out McCaffrey to the left side, and going to be a little bit of a Christian McCaffrey show. Easy little screen to the left of the running back. This is where, having him out there along with Debo and Ayuk and stuff like that is going to allow them to do some creative things. Quick throw from Garoppolo puts it on him. At least, it's an easy throw, easy pitch and catch. But that's a really nice job by the Flyers offense. Picks up 12. make up for that mistake that they had on the false start. Then on 1st and 10, you're going to get a lead to the left side. McCaffrey does a good job of following 44 through the hole. Nice little sidestep of the first man, and then explodes through. Really nice run. Gain of 12 between 23 and 22. You've got a really good 1-2 punch in the backfield now. Does a really good job. You see the man coming through, just has a sidestep it a little bit, but it's right back up the field. Really nice run by McCaffrey there. Watch it from the end zone. You're going to see him sidestep and you get upfield. He's going to sidestep the man coming up inside. Boom, right there. There you go. Now, as far as, the people that are getting on me on Twitter, I think part of the reason is because there's a block there where it's kind of a cheap shot from Brandon Ayuk that I mentioned. People are talking about how it was a good block. Now, that wasn't a good block. This is a good block. Without that linebacker, that's the sidestep. That's what caused the first sidestep by McCaffrey. This one it's an even better, and you see him throw him down at the end. And this is the play actually in which it occurs. This is a really nice block to start off with by 11. Really nice block. That's a good block. The rest of this play, whatever. And the reason why he's engaged and the reason why he's throwing him down is, what does he do after he makes the block? Let's see what he does after. If he knocks him down, that's fine. That wasn't exactly what I was thinking. I was thinking it's actually here where he gets in his face. It was afterwards. Really nice block by 11 to start the play off. I think 47 gets a little bit angry at him. Whatever. That's a hell of a block though by 11. Really like that part. That is the piece that of that block where they're talking about a really good block. This is the part of the play that they should have shown, was that, because that's a hell of a block. The rest of that stuff, it's whatever. The ball's 15 yards upfield. But that part of the block, that's a hell of a block by 11. 1st and 10. Play action. And Garoppolo just has to dump it off to Kittle in the flat. Good job by Clark to stay out wide, making Garoppolo dump it out quick, not be able to get to the edge. And Garoppolo's not going to really force you out there all that much anyway. So that sets up 2nd and 7. Want to see some bad Jimmy? Here you go. 11 personnel, they're going to go screen to the left and throws it behind him into the dirt. Not a good throw. And then these are the kind of plays also that kill. This is where the Jimmy Garoppolo portion of the offensive issues comes up, right? Little throw to the left should be easy. We saw him do it earlier to the right side, but he goes back to the left and it's just a dirt ball. That's the 2nd time in this game that he's tried to throw the ball to 11 and ended up with it at his feet. 3rd and 7, you're going to get a sack. I think this is a little bit of a. He's looking. He wants to go to 85. 85's not open. I don't like him. He's got 44 right in front of him. He's looking to 85. 85's covered. Check it down right away to 44 before you get sacked. Instead, he goes from 85, sees the pressure, feet start chopping, looks to the right, it's not there, and he's sacked. Watch him. See him he wants to throw that ball to 85. That's where he's going to go, wanting to go with this ball. You're going to see him. Let's watch his eyes. He wants this thing to Kittle. It's not there, and instead of pulling it down and looking to the right, if he just pulls it down and throws it really quick to 44, who's right in front of him, you might even pick up the first down here. Instead, you get the sack. So a couple of bad Jimmy plays in a row. All right, so let's keep this moving. All right, so let's go to the next one. Next series, they got a field goal there. Again, they're going to open up with another run this time with McCaffrey to the right side. They only pick up two, and I don't like this run from McCaffrey. This is one I think he needs to follow 44. Instead, he cuts it up inside. Everything on this play is telling him to get out to the outside, and he just hits it up in there. And when you watch this one from above, he's running right into where Ayuk's blocking his man. See Ayuk coming down. This run needs to start kind of inside, but then bounce to the out. I think what they want here is they want him to start on this track that he's on, which is kind of into that just inside the tackle, but then they want him to bounce it. They want him to get out here to the edge, and instead he just keeps running this thing right up into that hole, and he's going to run right into. He basically gets tackled here. I believe he's going to get tackled by Ayuk's block, and he does. So Ayuk comes down, makes a really nice block, but McCaffrey runs right into the guy right into the block. He needs to bounce this thing outside. Watch 50, or he's going to be the one that gets blocked. Boom, and then there's the tackle. Ball needs to get outside. 23 has some good runs in this game. That wasn't one of them. He's got to get that thing outside. 2nd and 8, though, they're going to come out in 21 personnel. They're going to go right to George Kittle over the middle here. Easy pitch and catch from 10 to 85. Nice little gain of 9. Really, all you're doing there is running that linebacker off on the left side with 23 up the field to try to create some room for the tight end over the middle. Nice one. Then they come back here, and you think they want to go? You think that Danny Gray knows they're going to try to go deep to him? Probably, since he jumps off sides. So false start, backs you up. Now it's going to be 1st and 15 instead. Another one of those pre-snap penalties that the 49ers like to do to themselves. So now you got 1st and 15 at the 20. They're going to do the same. They're not changing anything. They're going to come out in the same exact personnel, same exact motion, everything. Now Danny Gray, just hold your water. And it's well covered, though. He's running down the field free, but he's running right into the coverage of the safety. Garoppolo tries to get it over to him. It's incomplete. There's really nobody else open. He could maybe check it down. That's going to be a tight throw to the left side. I look at this one as this is one where they're calling this thing to go deep. Let's look at it again. At the time that he hits his back foot, you can see why they're going to Gray. He's loading up here to throw it. He's going to try to get this thing to the outside. It's a little bit inside. I don't know if a better throw would have done anything to that to help Gray get away from the defender, but it's not there. It doesn't work. Good protection. And Garoppolo, I want to see him just get that ball. I want to see him throw one of those deep balls a little bit closer to the sidelines when he's throwing that corner-looking route. I want to see that thing go to the left side a little bit more. They come back from that one, and then this one's a really nice ball from Garoppolo. This is a good one because he wants to hit that. He wants to hit that quick slant to, I believe it's to the top of the screen. That's Ayuk. I think he's looking to Ayuk right off the top here. He wants to go there. It's covered. Does a nice job of coming back across the field and finding Kittle running free and down the seam for 34 yards. That's a nice one. So you watch Garoppolo. Look to the left. Nope, it's not there. Does a good job. Does a good job of working back across. A nice play. Good play from the 49ers. Nice explosive. Sets them up 1st and 10 at the 46. They're in 21 personnel. And they come right back off it with the play action here, I believe, to McCaffrey right over the middle. This is what you want. This is partly another reason why you have McCaffrey is to be able to open up throws like this. watch the linebackers, everybody step up on this run to McCaffrey. He's been doing a pretty good job of running the ball so far, so they're going to respect that. Opens it wide open, and a little bit better pass to 11, and he might have been able to do a little bit more with it after the catch. Ball's a little high. Did a good job of getting up and getting it. A little bit lower pass, get him on the ground so he can keep running and get a bigger positive. And this one, I'm going to take some time on this one because this is going to be a play that doesn't count. This is going to be a hold on 15. This was the 49ers running their fly sweep or jet sweep. We saw Kansas City run this a lot, and that's actually something that I should talk about when I do the defensive thing, because I don't like the way that the 49ers are blocking this up front. They're going to run it through. It's good. It's not bad throughout, but here's the way that I would, what I don't like about their blocking. There's zero reason for 65 to block that guy. 55. There's no way that 55 is going to make the tackle on 69 as long as he runs through his outside shoulder on his track to get to the linebacker. The way that I would think that they should be blocking this up. The way that they should be blocking this thing up is you've got enough guys over there to get a hat on a hat at the second level, and that's really what matters. That first level doesn't matter. You're going to want to hook the end. They're going to block the end. That's the guy that's going to give you. He's the toughest. He's going to slide inside, I believe. Yeah. So once he slides inside, you see how Frank Clark slides inside, so there's nobody outside of 71. So right now, the way that this thing should be blocked up is you want to hook that guy on the end, who is that now the standing defender. They're going to hook him with 15. He's going to do a good job of hooking him. He's actually going to get called for a hold, but that's the block that you want to make. And then you want to have Ayuk come down before he gets back out to the outside man because you're trying to get around to the edge. 71 is going to work up field. What I'd like to see is instead of 71 working to that play side linebacker, I'd rather see 71 working upfield to the safety. He's fast enough to get out there and make that almost like they're running a screen, get up the field and block him. And then 65, instead of spending your time doing what you do here, where basically all you're doing is blocking down, there's no way that guy's going to make the play. You didn't tell me that he's going to go from there to get to 19 and make the tackle. He's already by him. If he just runs through his outside shoulder and gets upfield, he's going to catch the linebacker, or he should be able to get to the linebacker that 71 ends up getting to. A lot of football technical garbage here, but watch, 55 is going to step in. Once 55 jumps inside, he's taking himself out of this play because you know where you're going with this thing. So don't even worry about him. Now, if you're 65, you just basically run through his outside shoulder, because running through that outside shoulder is going to make it so that he can't get to 19, because the only way he's going to get to 19 is if he takes an outside angle. That's why I say you want to run through his outside shoulder to the linebacker. Take 71, run him upfield and try to get him to the safety. He might not be able to get there where he's man up on him, but he can kick him out so that 19 has a lane to run out there. Instead, you're standing there and you're basically taking a guy completely out of the picture. Anyway, we'll take a look at that when I do the film breakdown of the Chiefs, because the Chiefs run it the way that I'm talking about. They don't worry about those interior blocks. 1st and 20. Nice little inside run by McCaffrey. It's a decent run there because they get just so much congestion, and he does a good job of picking and finding his hole, and actually following his blocks on that one. He struggles with that a little bit after those first few really good runs that he had. You see him start to struggle with his vision as far as knowing where he's supposed to go. A nice pickup there. So you get 2nd and 15, and this is you get unblocked off the edge. They bring the linebacker. Nobody touches them. This is a tough one because you have Brandon Ayuk is open, but I'm not sure if Garoppolo wants to work his way back to Ayuk by looking to the right first, knowing that he's going to come back to the middle. Exactly what he's looking at here. But there's really not much over there where he's looking, and so he gets sacked. If he's working the left side of the field, he might be able to throw that to Ayuk, but that's going to still be tight. So that sets up third and 19. You get too many men on the field, so that sets you up in a 3rd and 14. You get a little bit of a break. So the 4 yards you lost, you get 5 back. So the sack hurts you in terms of a 5-yard loss, but you get it right back here. It would have been nice to have instead of a sack have that being an incompletion, but whatever. 3rd and 14. He's going to try to. He was going to. It's hit blocked at the line of scrimmage. He's trying to hit Huschek on this one. Watch number 8. He's going to get up and he's going to be the one that knocks it down. He's going to get elevated early. Watch from he's already up in the air and doesn't have a chance. He's way too tall. Garoppolo's not tall enough. He's not 7 feet tall to get that ball over his arm. 49ers get a break though. Muff the punt, and it's going to be first and 10 at the 12. I think this is a bad run by McCaffrey. He's not following his blockers on this one. You're going to motion across. Watch it's a counter. It's a counter play similar to what they're doing. It's supposed to be a little bit more inside, but this is not as inside as it's supposed to be as he runs it. It's supposed to be out here, kind of up the middle. See where 74, where Burford and 58 are connected? That's where this play should be run, right up in that alley, right through this hole. You can see Burford with a kick out. You see Trent Williams blocking down. You can see the lane. That's where the hole is. You're going to get George Kittle, who's coming across. He's going to lead up through here. And this guy who's standing, who looks like he's in the hole 32, he's going to get blasted out by the tight end, Charlie Warner. If he just presses this hole like he's supposed to, this is a big play because it all just kind of opens up. But instead, he jumps up inside. He's a little too quick to get away from the play, and instead of having a positive gain, you end up with I think it's a +1, but it should have been a bigger gain than that. It's really good to see. Watch it one more time in full speed. Watch. You're going to see Burford kicks out and just keep pressing that hole. Trust your guys. You got to trust that they're going to get to where they're supposed to go by the time you get there. Anyway, 2nd and 9. This is the 10 personnel, no tight ends, 1 running back. They're going to play action to McCaffrey. This is a design play to get this to Deebo Samuel because everybody on the outside, they're running routes, but their routes are designed to be rubs. Excuse me. We don't want to call them picks because that's a penalty. So those are all designed to be rubs on the outside by 11 and 3. They're going to try to get this ball to 19. Easy one. I think this is similar to how they scored a touchdown to Elijah Mitchell with Trey Lance last year. Little pickup of 6. Set you up with 3rd and 3 at the Chiefs 5. You're in business. You're only down by a point. You're going to at least get a field goal here to take the lead. Your defense hasn't stopped Kansas City the last 2 times they had the ball, but you still kind of feel good. There's a minute 34 time stop. All is good. The Chiefs are gonna sell out here. You're in 11 personnel. At that point, they know that you're only going to be able to block 5, maybe 6. If 22 blocks, you're going to be 6 on. You're going to have maybe a 6-man protection. So what are they going to do? They're going to lock everybody up, and they're going to send us out here. They're going to send 7. So they've got only 5 in coverage. 1, 2, 3, 4. Excuse me, not 5. They got 4 in coverage. They're bringing 7. Jack needs to learn how to count because 11 minus 7 leaves 4. And the guy that doesn't get picked up is right there, number 22. Garoppolo, though, panics and starts backpedaling almost to the 20 and tries to throw this thing up to George Kittle. This is awful. The hot route on this play, based off of against blitz, the ball should come out of his hand to 22. That's by design. The play call, the hot receiver on this play is 22. He is as soon as you see pressure, if there's any kind of blitz, the ball goes to 22. Instead, let's watch him just backpedal his way all the way to the 15, throw off of his back foot, barely gets it to the goal line for an interception. Easy, way too easy for Kansas City. It worked on the earlier one, right? Because he threw it to an area where there was nobody there, and his man's running to it. That kind of would have happened here if he had a strong enough arm to be able to get it up to the back. He's trying to get this ball to George Kittle. If he has the arm strength to get this one to the logo and the helmet over there, which is kind of where he's trying to throw it, maybe Kittle's going to be able to make a great catch like what McLeod did for another touchdown. But I don't care. You got 22 standing wide open at the 4-yard line. This is a walk-in touchdown if you just read it right and you throw it to the guy you're supposed to. Just a bad read. You're going to see them. They're showing blitz pre-snap. This shouldn't surprise anybody. They're walking everybody. They're walking at the line of scrimmage. 32 standing right in front of you. Just a horrible play by Garoppolo. Ends up not costing the 49ers, any more points on the other side because the Chiefs missed their field goal even though they drove the ball. See, this is the other part of this thing too. So this happened when it was 1:34 to play in the game, right? In the half. Let's just say they score a touchdown right there. It would have been 20-14, maybe 14-19 or 21-14, depending on if you go for 2 or a field goal. However they decide to do it. Let's say they go for 2, they get it. They're up 21-14. There's still a minute and a half to go. The Chiefs went 76 yards or 73 yards right after this. We don't know that this game changes at all with this because it's just the likelihood of this game being 21-14 at halftime is about as likely given the way the Flyers defense played in this game as it being 21-21. Because remember, the Chiefs had gone down the field and scored, and they started their own 6. They would have got the ball at least at the 25 because I don't think the Flyers special teams unit did very well covering kicks throughout this game. But be it as it may, we are going to go into the half. The 49ers down by 1. I'm going to need to pick up the pace on this film breakdown a little bit. But before I do, I just want to say Jacob says, horrible. Rookie mistake. Jimmy doesn't recognize the defense here. Absolutely. All those things are right. Agree with them. 100%. 100%. I agree. So let's set this thing into the second half, and they're going to start off. We're going to run this thing through a little bit more. I'm not going to take quite as much time talking, but they're going to open this thing up with a run right off the bat. 21 personnel. Let me get this off of there just so you guys can see it better. 21 personnel, get this thing going. And we're going to see another one of those runs by McCaffrey where I just don't think he's following the path. This one, he gets a little too wide. You want to see this thing be a little bit more inside. Now, follow 44. That's really where you need to go. He's outside of him. I would like to see him right behind him and then be able to cut that thing up inside. Oh, well. 2nd and 10. 11 personnel, and Garoppolo is going to try to hit the quick inside route to Deebo Samuel, and it's behind him. I get that inside defender is there, but if you just put it on him and you put it on, if you make a good throw and you stick this ball on him, if you can stick it on him on that route into his belly, I don't care that linebacker's there because got to give him a better chance. That ball's behind him. It should have been a catch. He might have been able to make that catch. I don't know if I should say should have, but it was a bad throw by Garoppolo. 3rd and 10. Does a good job here working his way across and getting the ball out to Hushek, who does a really nice job with it afterwards and picks up. I think that's where he injures his hand, actually. But he does a really nice job here after the catch, getting up the field. He's a little bit slow there. It looks like he's looking at his hand. So I think that might have been where Kyle Juszczyk hurt his hand. 1st and 10, you're going to get another really nice play. It's going to be an outside zone to Jeff Wilson. Cuts it back up inside, follows his blockers. Really good blocking up front by the 49ers and good run by Wilson to pick up 15. Watch the block here on the backside from 89. he's going to be the one that kind of helps clear the way. Boom, gets to the linebacker. He just keeps working his way down on that zone. 22 comes right behind him. Really nice run right there. 1st and 10, you're still on your side of the field. You're going to come back with a run to Wilson again over the left side. He does a good job there to pick up 3. That's a really nice run. It's only 3 yards, but he's doing. I like the fact that he's running this thing up into the hole where the blocks are. He's not trying to make too much out of it. He's taking what the defense is giving him and where his blockers are going. It's run right. He's pressing the hole the right way. Trying to get up to the left side. He gets it to Samuel here. Debo Samuel not able to. He's working this out of the backfield. Just not able to make anything happen once he gets it in his hands, though. I really think that they need to get Debo Samuel out of the backfield. They need to get him back out at wide receiver, get him running the crossers and that kind of stuff. Get him a little, if they want to get it to him and on the screen game and that kind of stuff, get him out in space more. Really nice run right there, though, coming off of it by Wilson for a gain of 10. Watch him stick this thing up inside. Just a really nice job of hitting the hole, getting to where the play design is. That's where McCaffrey, maybe after a week now of working on it, when he comes back this week against the Rams, that's what you're hoping to see from him. This is a good ball from Garoppolo to Ayuk. I understand that it's a short gain, but it's the right thing. Remember earlier they had we saw the pressure come off on block. They're going to send a guy here. There's nobody in his, and so he got to go right to his hot read. Gets it to 11 for a gain 4. That's actually a nice read on his part. So it gets you to 2nd and 6. Off the edge, reads in his face, gets it out though, and that's a decent play by 10. And then on this one, let's watch this one. This is going to be a run by Jeff Wilson Jr. Watch the middle linebacker here. He's watch the linebacker that is in between the hashes, just to the right side of the hash down here at the bottom of the screen. Watch him. He's going to explode through here. He sees us right away. Nobody touches him, and there's nowhere for Wilson to go. So it's a negative run. It's a loss of 1, but nobody blocks him. Watch him. I think was that 32? I think that's his number. Nobody's going to block him as he gets in there. 65 was supposed to get there, misses them. And 3rd and 7, you get an illegal formation is going to get called on this one, so it's going to get called back. Garoppolo with a throw that this is. I don't think 85 is going to be able to catch this ball, because I think it just takes him too long to get into the break. Watch how long it takes him at the stem of his route when he starts. He's going to run up there. He's going to try to push him. Look how long it takes for him once he gets there to get cut. If he's, I get what he's doing. He's trying to run this thing up in there to kind of like try to pin him inside so that he can get to the outside. It just takes him so long to get from this point, the number of steps that it takes from him to get to that point where he's going inside to get back outside, that the linebacker is able to stay right there on top of him. I think the linebacker actually is holding his left arm in. You see the ball hit his right hand. It's the right throw. I think the route in getting to that point from Kittle needs to be a little bit more, needs to be quicker. He needs to get to that point quicker, and they end up having to settle for a field goal again. So we open up the next drive. And, there's been a lot of talk about Mike McGlinchey and his performance, and you hear people talk about, he's doing okay. And here's the thing: all these offensive linemen do a good job until they don't. Mike McGlinchey gets beat right off the snap here. This is the 1st and 10. This isn't even a high leverage situation. This is just where your team needs to be able to make a stop. You're down 20 or get some points. You're down 28-16, and he's going to get beat right off the snap. Garoppolo does a good job of making the first guy miss, and that's a really nice ball to Brandon Ayuk on their sideline. Doesn't count, though, because of the hold on McClinchy. So wipes off the yards. But it's a good job by Garoppolo when he gets to the top of his drop. These two guys aren't really ready yet. He's got that guy right in his face, steps up and around it, and puts it on 11 on the sideline for a nice completion. But the hold brings it back, so now you got 1st and 20. Nice little play there from Garoppolo to Ayuk. Easy one over the middle. Second and 7. 12 personnel, and Garoppolo is going to work on this one. He's going to work his way back over to George Kittle. Play action. Trying to get this deep, and it's a good decision to throw that ball. I'd like to see the throw be a little bit better. He's lofting it up over there. I get it. So open space, but you got to get the ball up in front of him. Let him run to it. You get the hold and the PI. The ball just floating out there. It's underthrown. That kind of helps get the penalty. Positive play for the 49ers. You get come right back off of that with an explosive run from Wilson. But big gain. You get a couple holds though. They called Trent Williams for holding on that. I don't see it. Let's go back and take a look at that one more time. They called a couple of guys for holding. Wilson was one of them, or excuse me, Williams was one of them. That's pretty ticky-tack right there. But they also called holding on Deebo Samuel on the outside too. So you get 1st and 20. You go right back to a quick little flat route here to McCaffrey. Does a nice job of making the guy miss. Picks up 11. So both of his receptions pick up over 10 yards. I think we're going to see a lot more of that as this goes along too this season. But I want to see the 49ers start to run the ball more. If you're going to use your screen game as kind of an extension of your run game, that's one thing. But they're throwing the ball far too much right now. So 2nd and 9. Nice little easy one. That's a play we saw them run a lot against the Rams in the NFC Championship game. Just drop back, you get a quick little curl in the flat, basically, and get a nice completion of it. It's a nice come off the with the blitzer. You see 50 was blitzing there, so it's an easy, good job by Garoppolo to get that out of his hands quick. Now 1st and 10 at the 46 of Kansas City, and Garoppolo is going to get this one to Kittle off of play action. Nice. It's an easy one, right? It's an easy play action. This time the defense was a little bit different in terms of what's up in front of. Once Kittle gets it, he has more room to run. They did this earlier in the game as well. See it again this time when he catches it. He has more freedom to roam and is able to pick up a nice gain of 19 on that one. So offense rolling. Now you're going to get 1st and 10 at the Kansas City 27, opening up the 4th quarter. You're down 28-16 at this point. Works it back over to Ayuk for 12. Nice. Watching protection up front. And then First and 10 now here at the 14. And that's a bad one. That's a tough one. You got everybody kind of running. This is an interesting one. I know we saw some people talking about this one should have been an interception or what have you. This is a tough one just because when you look at it, he's holding the ball a little long, but you've also got everybody running into the same area of the field. You've got Ayuk, who is at he's at the 7. Then you have the deeper routes to run at the goal line. There's not much separation between those two. He takes the shorter route. It's not very. I don't know. Don't know where you would want him to throw the ball in this one. I'm not quite sure who the open guy was. I know early on it looked like it was going to be 85, but then it's really tight. I mean, you can go to 85 if you want, I guess. Still could have gone there. Second and 10. That's a bad throw. He's got him open up out there, running by himself, run the little wheel route out of the backfield, matched up with the linebacker. And another time, though, where Garoppolo, when he's not able to set his feet, it's going to be up in the air, and he's falling away, and he doesn't have the arm to get it to him. Tough one for Jeff Wilson. So now it's 3rd and 10. A couple of bad throws and bad plays in a row, and you make up for it right here with the touchdown to Kittle. So that's one of the things I talk about a lot. You know, we can go through these drives, we can go through the game, and you can pick and choose plays where you say, you know, Garoppolo, Jimmy, you suck, this and that. And you look at a play like in the first drive and where he misses a throw to George Kittle. It was the one where I said it was a good read, bad throw. 3rd play of the game. It was the first play with McCaffrey in there. And, you know, it's one that I've seen on Twitter. It's a bad play. It's a bad throw. But you look at the rest of that progression and they get all the way, you know, that play occurred at the 50-yard line. The drive ends up on the 12 with an incompletion on a really tight covered play to Brent Ayuk. That was the right throw. They score points on it. So, yeah, he had a bad play on one of them. They score points on it. He had a couple of bad plays here. They scored a touchdown. So don't really care so much about bad plays if the outcome of the drive is positive. I get if you're the head coach, you might, you know, be upset about it, but it's like, hey, you screwed up here. Can you fix it? And sometimes we see that happen. Sometimes we don't. Right now, the score is Florida just scored, right? Right there, that touchdown puts it 28-23. So you're only down by 5. Just need to get your defense to make a stop. But now it's 35-23 because your defense hasn't stopped anybody all day since the first possession of the game. And let's cue it up. There's really nobody there. They get the offside call on Frank Clark, gets him out of this situation. You know, the offsides, that jump that he's going to get off the right side kind of screws everything else up as far as Garoppolo being able to beat it. He goes to the quickest guy he can, which was Kittle for a pickup of 1. It's a pretty good catch by 85. Going to go to McCaffrey here. They're going to try to run him up the middle. Again, they're not sure why he's bouncing away from where this play is designed. This play is designed to go to the left, and he's bouncing this thing to the right. You're going to see 60 come across. You want to get that play over here to the left side. He just kind of bounces up into his. Again, I think this is just a situation where he's not completely familiar and comfortable with what he's supposed to be seeing right there. 2nd and 5. 2nd and 6. Just a couple guys open this ball should go to. wants to go left right away. It's covered. You got two guys there. Now, instead of resetting and keeping his eyes down the field and hitting George Kittle, who's wide open in front of him, the ball's down. He's not in a position where he's going to be able to throw this, and he ends up getting sacked. But he had George Kittle open. He's determined before the play snapped. He wants to go right. He looks, pumps, pulls it, and instead of being able to reset and go into his left, he just runs into a sack. This is a bad play. Another one by Garoppolo. Just you don't need to take off sprinting up the field right here. It's not there. Step up, reset, hit 85. What are the next guy in your progression? That first one on the right side, he's not open, but this other guy over here to the left. It's easy to understand why he doesn't go to the first one. That second one, though, I'm not sure about it. And here, you're going to get pressure off the right side. 71 just blows right around him. I'm not sure what you wanted Jimmy Garoppolo to do here. I mean, I get you want to see a guy that can step up, but okay, that's it. You step up, and there's everybody's running deep. It's what was it? 3rd and 9. Yeah. I mean, maybe step up. Maybe the guy runs around you if you step up. I'm not sure. This is a tough one because I'm not sure about the guys. They're all down, over here. That pressure is coming quick. And that's why he's moving that way, because I think this play is designed to go to the right. So I think that's why he's moving to the right. If he steps up, this is one of those situations where having a guy like Trey Lance in there, who can step up and take out running, maybe he makes the play. And that's one of the benefits that they're missing with Lance. There's throws that they're going to miss with Lance, but he's going to make up a few plays with his arm too, every once in a while, and he's going to make up some plays with his legs when some other things break down. It's not going to be smooth, but you're hoping that he can help you in some of those kind of situations. Now you're down 37-23. Excuse me, 44-23. It's going to be this is the final score, and bring it back here again. And this is one that the Chiefs defenders were really doing a good job of blanketing guys. They were being very physical in the secondary. Flags weren't getting called in this game. Again, I think that's the right read to go to 19. Just really good coverage, and he's not able to shake it. And 23 does a good job on that one. 3rd and 1. Jimmy Garoppolo special. First and 10 from the 37, and you've got them in 11 personnel. Good job by Garoppolo to find Juszczyk on the little choice route out of the backfield, Texas route, as they call it, where he goes to the out and then comes back over the middle. So it's not the sharpest of routes. The ball could have been a little bit better placed if that ball's up. Juszczyk probably picks up the first down right there. Instead of him having to go to the ground, he's a strong enough runner where he probably picks up a few yards there. You're going to get a scramble here from Garoppolo. Nice little scramble, get some pressure. There's nobody open. He takes off running. Positive gain's going to get you a first down, and it's a hold on Mike McGlinchey. Right in front of the quarterback. It's pretty easy to see. McGlinchey plays pretty good, except for when he doesn't. 2nd and 12, and you're going to get a throw from Garoppolo to Juszczyk again. fighting his way through it. Third and 3, and you're going to get a sack and a fumble. Let's see what happens. Oh, sorry. I'm wrong. There's the completion to Jennings. Jump the gun on the fumble. Use a little throw out to the left here to Jennings against the blitz. You're down by 19 points, but hey, keep working it. You still got 4 minutes to go to pick up those 19 points, right? Let's see who gets to him. See where it comes from. Who gets beat? Oh wait, that's 69 again. Yeah, so I mean, McGlinchey's here. McGlinchey's a serviceable right tackle. It's he just gets walked right back into the quarterback. QB needs to move around a little bit. Let's take a look at the top level. Let's see where he could have gone with the football. It's his back foot, and the problem here is he doesn't really move. I guess you could have him. You want him to step up a little bit, but there's nobody open. Covered in the middle. Covered at the top. Covered at the 40. Covered at the 40. Ball's on the ground. So that's pretty much the game. Brock Purdy's going to come in and he's going to do what Brock Purdy does. He's going to bounce around a little bit. He's going to make a few plays here and there, and he's going to throw an interception in the end zone. I've seen people talking about wanting to see Brock Purdy play, and I get the people that want to see Brock Purdy. And here's my take on him: is I like watching Brock Purdy throw the ball at practice when there's no pass rush and it's just throwing the ball, because it's clear when you watch them play that he has a stronger arm than Jimmy Garoppolo. The ball jumps out of his hands. It's a better looking ball. You can watch him in this game. You can see 13 bounce around. He's a little bit more mobile in the pocket than Garoppolo, but you can also see some of the other pieces of his game that there's a few times that he should have been able to check the ball down, and that's that he's missing throws. Yeah, there you go. That was a nice ball from him there to start off with. Good job of moving around, and then tries to check it down, throws it over his head. Might as well just run this one through real quick. I'm not going to stop anything. I'm just going to let it run. But over his head. Let's see what he does here. It's going to be, not sure where we are on it. Looks like he could have thrown that out to the right, to the flat early on and pulled it down instead. Still got the starters out there with him, though, at this point. He's playing with Devo and George Kittle and Brian Ayuk and Juwan Jennings. And, yeah. Picks up a yard there. Now you got 3rd and 9, and he's going to throw a completion here to Ayuk. Ayuk. I would have taken that throw, though, if Jimmy Garoppolo had made it earlier in the game when it was open, right? Remember, he had the one that he threw into the ground. That would have been a nice completion. And this was kind of very similar to that route. Kind of going into the same area of the field. And then comes back on that next one here. It's 1st and 10. And we got one of the 49ers playmakers, according to George Kittle. And yeah. So that brings up 2nd and 10. The good part about it when you watch this is that the Chiefs aren't backing off quite as much. I mean, they're playing soft. They know that it's going to be throws, but they're not lining up 10 yards back like what we saw the Seahawks do against the 49ers early on last year in a situation similar to this. At least they're lined up, a little bit tighter. They know it's going to be a pass. They're coming after them. But you get throws like this, you get some really good throws, and then you get those that are pretty wild. And that happens with Jimmy Garoppolo. But I think you're still better off with what you have. And this is a really nice one here by uh, by Purdy. Sticks it on him across the middle. Nice deep route, deep in route for 22. Good job moving in the pocket and sticking it on. And then 1st and 10. Going to take a shot, Danny Gray. Bad throw, way behind him, short, not even close. Not close. I'm not sure about that one. And then come back here, you're going to get a nice completion though from Purdy to Juwan Jennings for 15 over the middle. Actually, McLeod, excuse me. Nice pickup. Good ball. And then the offense gets put out of its misery right here with the third turnover of the game from this one from 13. Sails it, and there's your ball game. So I don't know. I look at this game, and the way that I see this, the way that this game played out is 49ers have a lot of work to do. And I get the people who are upset with Jimmy Garoppolo. I do. You can easily watch this film and you can pick out 4 or 5 plays that he missed. Do I think the 49ers lost because of Jimmy Garoppolo in this game? I don't. They scored 23 points. I think it's hard to say that they're going to score touchdowns on all these drives. Again, the quick slant, Ayuk, that was the right read. That results in a field goal. The throw to I'm just kind of trying to look through this real quick. The interception was a bad one, obviously. There's just plays as you go through. There was the throw to Kittle on a 3rd and 7. That was in the second half. Hits him, goes to the ground. It's a tough one. You look, 3rd and 7. You get the sack that forces a field goal. I guess you blame that on Garoppolo that 69 got beat. That's the one where he wanted to go to 85 and he had 44 open. I'm not sure if they pick up the first down there, but that should have gone. The way that I look at this game is again, we know who Jimmy Garoppolo is. That he's a C plus quarterback in that range. He's not below a C, but he's not above a C either. He's not into the B range. We don't know how this game would have played out. You went down and scored. You made it 28-23. You're right in it, but your defense doesn't get a stop, and it's just constantly behind. And early on, they had some chances, couldn't make it happen. Let's see if there's any questions over in the comments before I log off on this one. What was the goal really on 3rd down at their own goal line? Let's see. That's the sack. It's 3rd and 9. That's a good question. When you look at the play call, it's hard to tell just because that the routes are all deep on the right side, and that's the side that he rolls out to. I understand you might want your quarterback to step up and run, to the left side or whatever, but Trent Williams just got beat. So this game was about a lot of things. The 49ers are 3-4 right now for multiple reasons. Defense is struggling, can't get off the field when they need to in high leverage situations. The penalties have killed them at times. They aren't running the ball often enough. They're getting away from it. Jimmy Garoppolo and the 49ers. The Flyers don't win very often when Jimmy Garoppolo. They lose much more frequently when Jimmy Garoppolo throws the ball more than they run it. They've been running the ball less frequently the last couple of weeks in this game. In particular, 7 of the first 11 plays were runs. They ran the ball, I think, 14 times on the next 41, or whatever it was, to the finish of the game. So they need more from other areas of the team, and I think moving forward, you want to see you're going to want to see Christian McCaffrey be more of a part of the running game. You're going to want to see Deebo Samuel get out of the backfield and get back to playing wide receiver and getting the ball in space over there. Jeff Wilson Jr. and Christian McCaffrey, and then when Elijah Mitchell comes back, I think you have a good 1-2-3 punch out of the backfield, and you've got playmakers. Quarterback is always your limiting factor. Jimmy Garoppolo is going to make some plays. Like I said, he's going to miss some. You go through this game, and some of the plays that he missed, they still end up scoring on it. So we'll see where they go from here. This game on Sunday is huge. If they fall to 3-5, I keep seeing people say, well, they were 3-5 last year. They made it to the NFC Championship game. If this team falls to 3-5, I don't see that kind of thing happening again. Going from 3-5 to an NFC Championship game is something that is shouldn't be an expectation. And I don't expect that to be the case this time either. So I'm going to log out for now. I'm going to say thanks to everybody that took the time to join. If you could do me a favor before you head out, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. If you're checking this out and you're already subscribed to the channel, that'd be great. Peter wants to know if Dwally is going to be the fill-in fullback with Hughes checkout. I would expect that to be the case. So keep it locked into the channel. I'll be back at 5:30 tonight with my pal Jesse Naylor for the Hammer and Nail Show. We'll get into a lot more of these topics and dig into all this stuff with the 49ers. Take care, everybody. Have a great rest of your day. We'll talk to you soon.